Greetings from Panuka farm right here in Lusaka, Zambia. We just want to show you our sweet corn, production. This is what we've been, working on since September. We brought in quite a few farming, toys, like you can see, just to beef up our, sweet corn, production. We were actually projecting to, start harvesting around, the festive season period. And so we commenced, land preparations around, September, and projecting that before September we could actually, get along, with the planting. So the bed former that we actually got has been doing quite a good job. Then we set up the water. So again, very consistent with our solar, proposition. Yeah. Then one thing we actually have, a graduate trainee program that we run. This was the time I was actually inducting the new graduate, trainees on just irrigation setup. So they are actually with us, for 6 months. And they learn quite a lot of things from everything: land preparation, water setup. You can actually see here they were doing, drip, setup. And here the stage for sweet corn production was ready. The rain hose was also, in motion. You can actually see how well it helps to set up the, irrigation. And then here we put the drip, lines. And then, we started, planting our sweet corn around, September. Targeting that we should certainly, start harvesting around, festive season. So here is, the germination, very good. This was around October now. And you can actually see how well drip, irrigation does, the job. These are 20, centimeter, spacing T-tip drip kit. Very good. It actually does a very good job in terms of even, irrigation. So I'd actually recommend that you look at that. 30 centimeters, we've actually found that not to be very good for sweet corn, production. So there is drip. You can actually see the 20 centimeter, drip in action. So this is actually very good, climate adaptation, irrigation mechanism. That's a bit of an aerial, view of the fields, somewhere around October. And then you can actually see here the sweet corn was a bit, bigger. So what we actually do now that we've actually gone in commercial, production of sweet corn is that we do plant, sweet corn in batches of 10,000 every week, targeting to harvest around, 1,600 to 1,700 punnets in a week. So that's a bit of an area view. So that means you've got to be, planting, this sweet corn every week, 10,000 per batch. So you can imagine the amount of work in terms of irrigation, setup, land preparations, planting, and then obviously there's, crop management, in terms of, nutrition and disease management. Because, with sweet corn, one of the menacing, issues is the issue of, armyworms. So that gave us a bit of an issue, around October into November. During, the hot season, armyworms are actually quite a menace. But we were equal to the task. You can actually see the remnants of, armyworms there. But I think we were quite equal, to the task. That's a bit of an area view of how our, initial sweet corn, production was, going on. So remember what we've always said, that when you introduce a new crop on the farm, three things are actually at play, which is quality, the quantity, and consistency. And that's the more reason why you actually see that for us, in terms of quantity, 10,000 plant population, that's adequate for a week based on the contracts that we've got with our off-takers. So yeah, just showing you some remnants of armyworm, which we actually took control of. It was quite a tall order. So yeah, so other than the issue of quantity, obviously it's the quality of your sweet corn production. So you've got to be on top of things in terms of your nutrition and disease management. And obviously the third aspect is the consistency. And so with consistency, that's where we're talking about planting 10,000 plant population every week, so that once you actually start your supply to your off-takers, it's a non-stop activity. And so you can actually see these are different fields of sweet corn that we were planting in a succession and sequential order. So this was just at the time when the rains commenced around November. These are the other fields. So again, another area view of our production in the new other fields. Again, like we said, planting in succession, 10,000 plant population per week. So this is one batch on this end, and you can actually see for these batches, they are actually different in age group and height, if you like, but you actually see that there's quite some evenness, though with a few patches of armyworms. You can't run away from that, but I think the key issue is that I think we are under control, and yeah, looking very beautiful. And then comes this other section with again another young crop of sweet corn. You can actually see weed free completely. That's how we love it. That's basically what your target should be in fields. Sparkling, clean. Let the crop breathe. This is all mechanical. There's no weed killer involved. And so again, this is another bigger crop of sweet corn. So you can actually see we've now caught up. We've got basically all the different stages. Now this one is tasseling, and then there's also the bit that we just actually started harvesting today. So yeah, that's basically how you launch a new crop on a farm. With a target for consistency, you've got to make sure that you've got the same crop, different stages, have a defined planting schedule. So you can actually see these are the cobs that we've started harvesting now, looking beautiful. So yeah, this is basically what has kept us quite busy. Otherwise, thank you so much and have a lovely one.